Hello students, today we'll start our geography lesson. So students, in this video and in the coming videos we'll learn about the different continents, but today we'll start from the African continent. So students, what do you know about Africa? What do you love the most about this continent? Is there anything that you identify this continent with? For example, pyramids or animals? I, for example, love Africa for the varieties of animal species that this continent has to offer, like the ones they show in the National Geography or Animal Planet. But besides the varieties of animals, this continent has a lot more to offer. So students, let me take you on a virtual tour to the different parts of the African continent. Students, there are altogether 7 continents around the world, and Africa is the second largest. Its total land area is 30,247,000 square kilometers, so you can imagine how massive the land may be. It's also the continent with the largest number of countries, that is 54, and it occupies more than 1/5 of the Earth's total land area. Africa is the only continent that is almost divided into 2 equal parts by the equator. This continent extends from 37 degrees north to 35 degrees south latitude, and it compromises of one of the oldest civilization known as the Nile Valley civilization. It also has the world's largest desert known as the Sahara Desert and world's longest river, the Nile River. Now students, many of us may imagine that Africa is nothing but plain grassland. But students, actually most of Africa is a plateau. Now a plateau is a high ground or a table ground. So students, if you look at this picture here, this is what a plateau looks like. The above surface is flat and it sort of looks like a table. So now students, let's look at how diverse geographically Africa is. And let's look at the physical divisions, which are as follows. The Africa has Atlas Mountains, which are young mountain folds and is located in the northwestern part of Africa. This picture here shows the Atlas Mountain, which has 3 parallel ranges, but I'm sorry if the picture is not clear. There's the Central Plateau, which extends from the Atlantic coast in the west to the Nile Valley in the east. And Sahara Desert is a part of the Central Plateau. Whereas Namib and Kalahari Desert lie in the High Plateau. The Mount Kilimanjaro, which is also the highest point of the Africa, lies here. Mount Kilimanjaro is a snow-capped mountain. This picture that you see here, students, is Mount Kilimanjaro. But it's not a mountain in your traditional sense because it's actually a dormant volcano. A dormant volcano is a volcano that has not erupted since a long time, but it might explode or erupt in the near future. So students, the next physical division is the Great Rift Valley, which is another special feature of Africa. It is a narrow valley which formed as a result of vertical cracks that developed during the movement caused by the Earth. There are many freshwater lakes around here, and it extends for a distance of about 5,000 kilometers. Then there's the Nile and Zaire Basin. Zaire Basin is also known as the Congo Basin. The Nile Basin was formed by the longest river, Nile River, and this region is a flat, dry region which borders the River Nile. Uh, because of this, the land here is pretty fertile, and similarly, the Zaire Basin includes most of the land drained by the river Zaire, and therefore it's covered by tropical rainforests. Now, students, let's look at the climate and vegetations that are found in the African continent. So students, you should now be able to identify where the equator lies in, right? So where is the equator? Here, this 0-degree latitude is the equator, which divides the African continent into two equal halves. This means that the tropical zone is going to be here in the north of equator and the south of equator, and temperate zones are in the northern tips of the North Africa and southern tips of the South Africa. So students, near the equator, we know that the sun faces directly throughout the year, so it's hot and humid. Therefore, tropical wet climate is here, and temperate climatic zones are found here and here. The central part of Africa lies in the tropical climatic region, which is here, and other parts of the continent lie in the temperate region. The savanna type of climate is found in the north and south of the equator, which is represented by this yellow part here, students. And Africa's vegetation consists of mostly grasslands, rainforest, which is shown by this green part here, students, and there's other wide variety of plant lives. So students, let's look at the equatorial climate in detail. The Zaire Basin, the coastal region of Gulf of Guinea, and the coastal region of Kenya have this type of climate. Here, it's hot and wet throughout the year, and mostly in the afternoon, there is these regions receive rainfall every day. So due to abundant rainfall and sunshine, there are evergreen trees, broad-leaved hardwood, and therefore this is what the tropical rainforest looks like. It's in the Congo Basin, and it supports a wide variety of birds and animals. Here's a fun fact. 1 square acre of rainforest can contain 100 different types of trees. And this rainforest is also home to 100 different species of birds and a massive number of plants, leaves, etc. Now students, let's look at the savanna type of climate, which is found in the north and south of the equator. It's also known as the Sudan type of climate because it is best developed in Sudan. Different types of trees that you see here, students, this umbrella-shaped trees are found in the savanna grasslands because these trees have to withstand strong winds. The savanna type of climate grows abundant grasses, and this attracts herbivores like deers, and they in turn attract carnivorous animals like lions, leopards, cheetahs, etc. Therefore, because this savanna grassland supports a wide variety of animals, it's also known as the zoo of the world. Nowadays, students, there are many national parks established for the protection and conservation of these animals, and therefore this has helped to boost the tourism sector of this area. Okay, now let's look at the desert type of climate. The Sahara Desert in the north and the Kalahari Desert in the south have this type of climate, which receives less than 25 centimeter of annual rainfall, and the vegetation here is nominal or very less. And vegetations like cactus plants grow here, which are modified to suit the harsh desert type of climate. Camels are the most important animal here because they serve as a mode of transportation, which is why they're known as a ship of the desert. But besides that, camels are used to provide milk and meat. Now let's look at the Mediterranean climate. Students, if you look at this map here, this blue tips in the north and this small tip right here down in the south is where the Mediterranean type of climate is found. So it's the coastal areas of Northwest Africa and Southwest in the South Africa. Here, it's mostly hot, dry during summers and mild, wet winters. Citrus fruits like orange, grapes, lemons, etc. thrive here, which is why many people here are involved in fruit farming. Although many people around Africa are mostly engaged in farming and animal husbandry. Hardwood trees are also found here. Now students, the temperate grassland type is found in the high plateau of the South Africa, and the summers are hot with rainfall, but winters are cold with little or no rainfall. So students, by now you may have noticed that the climate in Africa is always a matter of extremes. So some parts of the continent receives too much rainfall, whereas some receive no rainfall at all. So it's likely that droughts occur in this part of the world. And there are also short and coarse grasses in temperate region, and they are known as veld. Now, other facts that will, I guess, surprise you is that Africa holds around 30% of world's known mineral reserves. And so mines, valuable mines like gold, copper, diamond, uranium are found here, and minerals like iron, petroleum products are also found here. But students, despite having this vast potential for wealth, Africa is still so poor. Do you know why? It is so because of exploitation and high levels of corruption. Let's take Zambia, for example. Zambia is the largest producer of copper in Africa and the 7th largest globally, but still it's one of the poorest. This, students, is because wealth is mostly lost to multinational mining companies. Okay. So yeah. Therefore, students, Africa is known as the continent of wealth as well as continent of poverty. This is because it has a vast potential for wealth, but still due to lack of education, lack of proper health facilities, this continent is still in the grips of poverty. But because national parks are being established and many people come here for research and studies purpose, it's slowly, with the help of international organizations, the continent is slowly rising, the health facilities are being provided. And talking about health, because these people live close to nature and animals, the animal to human transmission of diseases like the Ebola virus epidemic is quite frequent. And yeah, that's it, students. Thank you so much.